Good morning. Today's topic on GNS3. GNS3 stands for Graphical Network Simulator. GNS3 is open source software that simulates complex networks, and while being close to possible to perform a real networks, this software provides a GI to design and configure virtual networks here. It runs on traditional PC hardware and may be used on multiple operating systems, including Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. So, a little more, it is a client and server component. A Windows client is a Windows executable that runs on local machine, and a virtual machine, an Ubuntu virtual machine that we can run in hypervisor such as VirtualBox or VMware Pro or VMware Workstation Player or Hyper-V, you can see. Components of NS3: Dynamics Cisco IS emulator, VirtualBox, runs desktop and server operating systems, and QMO or open source machine emulator. These are components. So why do we need GNS3? So we have another tool called as a packet tracer. So what is the difference between packet tracer and GNS3? So packet tracer is a network simulator. It does not have no wire shock and runs on the very low resource utilization. Coming to GNS3, it is a network emulator based on Dynamics and QEMU running on real IOSs here. So GNS is also built with Wireshock and uses higher CPU utilization. So what are the system requirements supported for operating systems? Generally Windows 7 64-bit, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows Server 2012, Windows Server 2016, all are 64-bit. And system minimum requirements is operating system should have Windows 7 or later, processor 2 or more logical codes you can use. Virtualization extensions required, memory minimum 4 GB RAM and storage 1 GB available space. So I'll not go for installation, I'll go just a basic steps. Installation takes some time, so I go with the basic steps here. For installation, just go to jns3.com and click on free download. Okay, so this you can see the free download here. So you can click on free download. And you can download for Windows and for Mac and Linux. There is an installation guide for Windows as well as a Mac for as a Linux. So you can want to create an account, give the first name, last name, email, and you can create a password and create account. So that software that empowers network professionals, free download. So GNS3 all in one setup. After downloading, click on next to continue, and it's a license agreement. You can agree, click on I agree, then next, choose to start memo folder and choose the components. If you need a GNS3, Winamp, WinCap, Wireshock, QEMU, VPCS. So we can see the different components. You click on that and click on the next button and choose installation location for GNS3, then click on install And next for setup and WinCap. So installation option, after start with the WinCap driver at boot time, then click on install here. So after JSC setup, completing JNSC setup here, 2.2.0 setup here, and click on finish. So I'll now go with the simple examples. So GNS 3 run as administrator. Do you want to allow this app from unknown publisher to make changes to your device? Yes. Wait for some time. So he's asking to create a project. So connecting to server localhost with port number something, and I start with some basic name, basic2. Okay, the name given for the project. So I go with some examples. So I can take the, I'll not go for installation process. Already I have installed this. So I can take the router and simply drag it, close it, and you can go for the VPCS PC and click on the PC, just drag it here. So you can keep your mouse on this. Router 1 is stopped and running on server desktop with port 3080, local ID is 1. So service is not started here, router is not started here. You have some slots, fast internet slots, and coming to PC, it is also not running, it is stopped. So for connection, we have some components here. You can see the components for the project, for managing snapshots, for interface labels, and for this is for console connect to all the nodes, and this is for resume all the nodes or start the all the nodes here. You can pass the nodes, suspend all the nodes, and stop all the nodes, reload all the nodes. So these are to add some node, insert some pictures, draw some rectangles, draw an ellipse, draw a line, and you can zoom out and zoom it, and you can do take a screenshot here. So you can browse the routers here, and you can browse the switches, ATM switch, Ethernet hub, Ethernet switch, frame relay switch, and you can have the cloud, end devices, NAT, and VPCS PC. And coming to all devices, ATM switch, I have only one router, C2600, cloud, Ethernet hub, Ethernet switch, frame relay switch, NAT, VPCS. So generally in Cisco packet tracer, you can see so many links for connection, but coming to GNSC, only one link here. There are different links, connections can be seen in the Cisco packet tracer, like console cable, different cables you can see, straight through a cross cable, IoT custom cable. But in JNSC we have only one link, that is connection. So I can give a connection, fast Ethernet F1 by 02 PC Ethernet 0. Okay. So to see the labels, what are the labels? Click on this. So before that, I want to start the routers here. Just click on right click, start. You can start all devices by clicking this button, start button. All nodes will start. Better go for individual node to start. Just right click and start it. Here also just right click, start it. Now you want to see the labels. So this is PC1, this is a router 1, and I want to assign what are the interfaces are available for router 1 and PC1. Click on this to show the interface labels. The interfaces are fast Ethernet F1 by 0 and Ethernet 0. So I can go for the configuration now. So I go for router configuration, double click. So generally I can change the font. Already I changed the font here. Go for settings. So general, launch putty, click on launch putty. So you can see the Windows appearance. So you can change the font in solar putty. So change. So I already changed to the size is 20 and font size is style is bold. Just click on OK. So to go back to the previous session again, session default settings, click on default setting, save it. So previous settings will be coming here. So to understand better, just save it. Details saved successfully, and close this. So now you can see router is down. So I can enable the router, already enabled. I can configure the router, config t terminal. I can give the host name RRR. So it is changed to RRR, and I can give the interface int F1 by 0. So I can give some IP address for this, for interface. IP address tab, you can use a tab 192.168.1.1. so subnet mask 255.255.255.0. so no shutdown. Okay, exit. So the port is up, you can see. So you can go for do show IP int B. Okay, you can see the port is up, fast internet 1 by 0. So it's manually up at the IP address 192.168.1.1. Okay. So I can go for the PC now. PC. Click on PC, and I can give the IP address for PC. IP 192.168.1.10 space subnet mask followed by subnet mask .255.255.0 because a class C address. So we can give the default gateway also, no problem, followed by default gateway 192.168.1.1. So checking for duplicate addresses. Now we can ping the router .192.168.1.1. Just see, it's pinging out. The interesting part, I'll say one more. You can see the voice shock, how the capturing of packets. Just right click on the interface, start capture. So don't change anything, link type, whatever it may be. Just click on OK button. This takes some time. So you can see a new window, the Wireshark network analyzer, and You can just click on remind me later. So it is always in a loop. You can see the different packets. Click on any packet. You can see Ethernet, configure, text protocol, frame, and interface, encapsulation type, Ethernet, arrival time, and packet seconds, how many seconds it is reached. So you can see the replay, what is the frame relay. So you can click on any packet, send. So now close it. Stop, and without saving can do anything. So I will go for another example. Just I want to save the configurations here. Why? Because in this JNS3, like Cisco packet tracer never says you want to save manually here, save. And for router 1 also, what are the commands we are given? You want to save this, save. So go for configuration mode and save. So go for new project. You can give basic 3. So I'll take another example with PC1. So another PC. Just drag and drop. So I'll take one switch. So better take Ethernet switch between these two. So we give the connections. Ethernet 0, Ethernet 1, Ethernet 0, Ethernet 0. So click on again button connection. Just click on start all the nodes. So we can change the symbol here. Just right click, change the symbol. So you can see the different symbols for this classic. If you click on classic, you can see PIXP firewall, access point, access server. So many symbols. You can see so many WAN controller. So ATM, camera, cloud, conversation, grid. So I can give the client. I can type in the search button, client. I can change it. Okay. Similarly for PC2, right click on PC2, change symbol. So affinity, you can see affinity circle blue. So you can see the client here directly and click on this. You can also change the switch, change symbol. So many options you can see. So directly type on this. You can have a number of devices here to configure. Yeah, switch, multi-layer switch. Click on switch. Okay. So you can go for console. You need to change the font. You can change the font, and now I can give the IP addresses here. So if you want to go for grid also, you can keep on grid, snap to the grid, show the grid. You can see the grid form here, and back to the grid, show. Okay, just click on this start, double click on it. So PC1, so I want to give the IP address, IP 10.1.1.1 followed by subnet mask. Okay, similarly go for PC2, double click on PC2. So IP 10.1.1.2 followed by subnet mask 55.55.55. So checking for duplicate addresses. Okay, the PC1 and PC2 you can see here. So already we given for PC1, so IP address 10.1.1.1 255.255.255.0. Address not assigned. So click on this. So IP 10.1.1.2 255.255.0. Checking for duplicate address. Okay, now we can ping it. Just PC1 10.1.1, just check it, it's pinging, no problem. And go for PC1 and ping 10.1.1.2 is pinging. So like this we can see you can save the configuration, save, manually you want to save here. Similarly for PC2, save. Okay, you can close the consoles and you can go for the new project with some more examples. I can take 2 routers here, new project. So you can stop the connections here, you can stop it and go for the new connections, new project, blank project, basic 3. Oh, already open. Basic 4, you can give the basic 4. So I'll take now 2 routers, router 1 and router 2. Okay, so if we click on this, so you can see some general information on routers. The router name is R1 and the platform is C2600 and chases is 2610, ISO image path and console type is telnet. Memory disk, it is up to 128 KIB, and RAM size is 160 MB. And you can see some slots here, that is you can add on the fast read slots if you want. Already added the fast read slots here. And one more is WIC models, that is WTC2T stands for serial interface. We can add two serial interfaces here. And you can see the in advanced we have idle PC. So what is idle PC? Why you are using this idle PC? Generally idle PC used to how to mount interfaces and fast ethernets. Idle PC is a simple mathematical hexadecimal value which will help GNS3 to lower down CPU while simulating. Example, you can take a firewalls or a router are running in your configurations. So this idle PC will, the usage of CPU will be lowered down here. Okay, click on OK. Now you can go for the connection. Ethernet, you can take anything, and fast Ethernet you can this. So start the device, just click on this. So see the labels, E0 by 0 and F1 by 0. So open the console. First on router 1, wait to reboot the process, boot the router until the router boots. Double click. Wait for some time, it's taking long time. Okay, it started. So config T, so I can go for different commands here. So interface, I want to give interface E0. What is the interface I am using here? E0 by 0. E0 by 0. Okay, now I can give the IP, and so I can give IP 1.1.1 255.255.255.0. Okay, so you can give a no shutdown, and do SH IP int BRI. So you can see which port is up. Ethernet 0 by 0, 10.1.1 is manually up. Can go for the command, only you want to see that command, only that Ethernet port you want to see. Just do SH IP int BRI shift e.ass. So you can see the interface, the protocol, that is IP address, okay, and Ethernet 0 by 0, 10.1.1 is manually up. Okay, go for router 2. Click on router 2. It's also taking some time. Okay. So config T, global configuration mode. So int f1 by 0, fast internet. I'm taking a f1 by 0. So IP, so no shutdown, you can no and IP I can give IP add address 10.1.1.2. Source are followed by subnet mask 255.255.0. Okay. So do sh IP int BRI. We can see only one interface is up or not. Just A. Yes. So you can see only one interface. There, interface protocol IP address. Okay, and either fast internet 10.1.1.2 is manually up. So I can ping the routers here. BGP routers. I can do ping. So why are we using so go for configuration mode, exit, and do ping. So why I'm using do, because ping command works here to 10.1.1. so it's pinging here, sending 5 bits 100 byte ICMP echo. It is to 1.10.1.1.1. timeout is 2 seconds. The success rate is 80%, and 4 by 5 round trip time minimum average maximum is given here 20, 29, 36 seconds. So we can give the EGRP also. So just router EIGRP1. So net 0.0.001. Okay, save it. So go for the configuration mode and save it. Similarly for R1, so router EIGRP1 and net 0.0.001. Okay, exit. So you can save the configurations. So these are simple examples in a JNS3. I think you understand some basics in JNS3, how to configure, how to send, how to ping the packets. Okay, so I can close it and just quit. So I can stop first and close it, quit. So you want to exit? Yes, you can wait for localhost server to stop here. So this is all about the simple installation process. What is the difference between Cisco Packet Tracer and JNS3? What are the initial steps? What are the basic commands? What are the basic components we are using in this? And what are the basic topologies explained in this video? Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.